raw materials. Lumber and everything else is just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But they're continuing to do it.
Dang. I can get another person.
Well, I don't know. But I mean, I think with the reduction in the mortgage rates, they're thinking that, it won't hurt them. But they've got to go up because I think still more in the same way. That, they were locked in on a lot of prices, but then I think that came away with everything's just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He is.
I just tell them what they're about to start.
Apparently the market is very hot.
I think it is. I think the mortgage rate, people are just buying.
Does his wife teach?
She did. She taught for city school. She taught for Phoenix City, and she taught for city schools last year, and now she's doing something online, like a tutoring type thing with some private organization. I'm not sure. Apparently it's working out for her.
They don't have a baby.
They do. But she's staying home with the child. So, I think that worked out well for them. So.
Hey, I talked to her on the video for the neonatal.
Oh yeah.
Man, that is powerful thing. Man, since it's doing about
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Strong message.
If I may have your attention, please.
I'll look for it.
I'd like to call the Opelika City Council work session to order. We have a couple of things we need to discuss as we get prepared to go into the regular meeting. The first is a request to advertise. Mr. Mosley.
Yes, sir. Good evening, council members, mayor. This is a request to advertise a rezoning of 4 acres from C2 with a gateway corridor overlay, primary overlay, to C3 with a gateway corridor primary overlay. This is located on, South Fox Run Parkway. This is what most people recognize as the former Harley-Davidson dealership there. We've had some interest in that property, and the latest tenants are looking at something that would require a C3 zone. From what I understand, it would be RV sales. But the Planning Commission voted at their August 25th meeting to send a positive recommendation with a 5-0 vote with 1 abstention.
Questions, comments? Pleasure of the council to forward that on for advertising.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to have a presentation of the budget. Mrs. Boyd.
Mayor, members of City Council, I've put together a book here and want you to have 2 weeks to look at it and let us know if you have any questions. Just briefly in the front here, I put together a small presentation, and again, I didn't want to put it on the overheads because I wanted you to have it to go back and refer to it. First, I wanted to say that we are going in this next year with a budget which will be the same as what we've had in the past year. We looked at things, and of course we've had impacts from COVID. If you look here in the second paragraph, at the end of February, we were above our budget by $6.5 million. And because of that, we've gone through COVID much better than a lot of people. Between March and July, we've been below our budget by $5.6 million. So we think that in August and September, we're going to be about normal, about budget. So we may end up just slightly ahead of our budget. So as you know, we don't know what's coming in the fall. And, they're saying that with the flu added on top that, we just don't know what's coming. So we decided to stay conservative and go in with the same budget again for next year. If you look at our revenues compared to last year through July, we're 1% less. That's really not that bad, I don't think.
Pretty incredible, actually.
Yes.
It really is.
If you look on page 3 of the presentation, you will see that this is our split out of our revenues for the general fund, and sales and uses, of course, our largest revenue source. Second would be the occupational license fee, and we got lucky this year too that COVID came in after the property tax and the business license were all collected in January and February. So that was kind of a help. Next page shows you our total city revenues for both general fund, all of our special revenue funds, and also our enterprise funds, which is the OPS, solid waste, and sewer. On the page 5, you have the sales and use tax revenue over the past 10 years for you to look at here. And you can see for 2020 that while we expect to be a little above our budget for this year, we're going to go back and budget again the same amount. Of course, that's still a projection for the next 2 months. Same thing on the next page with our occupational license fees. We're budgeting same as we expect to receive this year. Page 7 shows our general fund salaries and overtime, and this does not include benefits. This is just the trend over the past several years. Page 8 shows the employee total compensation, which does include all of the benefits, and it's citywide. On page 9, you can see how our budget is split out in the different categories. General government, public safety, of course, being our largest group, and that's 30%. And all the other groups here. Capital, we're budgeting next year about $5 million, and that's mainly because we've already got the library in our budget for this year, so that will roll into next year. That's not a new purchase for next year. Next page is our expenditures for the general fund and everything splits out. You can see here what percent our compensation is, our departmental expenses, ESG's contract, capital, agency appropriations, debt service, and then transfers to other funds, which is mainly special revenue funds. The next page shows our expenditures for the entire city and how they split out there. Page 12 is a picture of our health insurance expenses for the last almost 10 years. We expect those to be flat also next year. We've done a really good job this year of keeping our costs down. So I don't know if that's because COVID kept people from the doctor or they went to the doctor more. I don't really know. But then on page 13, you see our unassigned fund balance and the graph over several years. And you will see that between 19 and 20, we go down. And that's because, first of all, we're going to be down $5 million this year. And secondly, we got library encumbered, which is $12 million. And police station is still not quite finished as far as the expenses go. Our debt outstanding is on the next page, and you see how nicely those lines come down. I have to say that 4 years ago when I started, that top line was about $100 million. So it's down to 78 in 4 years. The next section is the resolution and all the different ways we show our numbers. Right after that, you will see financial details on every department for the last 5 years. And then right past there, we go all the way down to the general ledger numbers so that you can see even more detail. Does anybody have any questions now?
Questions?
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Are you? We have been too. It's something else that I noticed today. I looked this afternoon. Our lodging tax was above budget in August. So I guess we have more people in hotels than we know about.
I noticed that hotel close to my house has been packed over with cars this month. I don't know what was going on.
I know. I guess traveling or maybe the construction in the area.
Okay.
What pages will I find the appropriations?
You want the details?
No, I just want to know where to find it. You know how we appropriate to different agencies?
Yes, ma'am. The reason I ask that is because in the resolution, they're divided out into the different groups, like, for example, let me find the page.
I was thinking, in the past, we had like from different departments.
We
where-
do. That's what I was gonna tell you. On page 35, I'm sorry, 36 of the resolution, you will see at the top there, all of the general government appropriations. And the next section is public safety, and that's where the appropriations are for public safety. So it's grouped with the category that it goes in. Now, let me see if I have them listed.
So there's not a page that has all of them?
Right, I don't think so, because, well, hold on a minute. I tell you what, go over to the last group of pages and look on page 35. It's 35 from the very back. And there you will have, starting with the general government appropriations, and it goes into all of them there together.
Okay.
You see them?
Yes.
Okay.
From the back, thank you.
Yes. Any,
It says here on that first page, the recap,
Uh-huh.
revenue projections at the end of July 2020 are approximately 1% less than the prior year, but it doesn't look like it's less. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm
well,
looking
the
at this.
prior year's actual.
You're right. So, but you're saying projections through the end of 2020? Or you're
No,
saying
I'm
that-
sorry. At this time that I wrote this, it was a projection for the end of July, but now it's an actual.
Okay, so.
At the end of July.
At the end of July compared to July of 2019?
Yes.
Okay, okay, all right, I got you.
Others? All right, if you'll take this home with you, study it, get familiar with it, have questions, you can call Cindy or Gary or Joey, and they'll probably all direct you to Cindy, but whoever you want to start with, and we will take that up in our first council meeting in October. Let's see, we have,
2 weeks.
oh, we got another meeting in September, excuse me.
Thank you. We'd like to have it done before October 1st.
That's a good idea. I was just seeing if you was listening. Let's see, we have another resolution to consider.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. We're asking you tonight to consider making our Tier 2 employees, take our Tier 2 and make them Tier 1 in the retirement system of Alabama.
Do we have a proposed resolution? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I mean, it's on our iPad. I think you all have been reading about this, and I think that this is going on at council meeting in Auburn as well this evening. And it's a big deal for the employees of the city. So pleasure of the council to make that resolution number 6. Mr. Mayor?
Right here, thank you.
Ms. Finley?
Good afternoon. We're asking the council to approve a contract for the First Avenue Tap project. The bid opening date was August the 25th for the engineering department. The bid was mailed to 15 vendors. 5 bids were received. Recommend the contract be awarded to Southgate Air Conditioning and Refrigeration on their low bid, meeting specifications in the amount of $629,258.90.
Question?
Is this the, like the streetscape for First Avenue? Okay.
This is the first resolution, 12.1, and, contract amount is correct, but there has to be some changes made to the resolution. So if you pull your resolution out and look at the fifth beside it, again, it's whereas the cost of the project is $629,258.90. That figure is correct, that's the bid amount.
Okay.
But the part about the sharing of costs will change. The federal share of cost will be 80% of the contract of the agreement amount, that's the agreement between the city and the state. Now, this bid came in over the estimated amount, and 80% of the agreement between the city and the state is $331,380. So when you see 503, 407, 12, you would strike that out and put $331,380.20. $331,380.20. That's important because the city share will increase. You see, the city share was $125,851.78. City share will increase to $297,878.
Even?
$78.10. And that amount will be paid from the unassigned fund balance. So, want the council to be aware of that. The resolution had been prepared based on 80% of the bid amount, but that's not correct. It's 80% of what was the amount that was in the original contract between the city and the state. So, and the state contacted the city and said that resolution needed to be changed to reflect those figures. So,
Ms. Finley, what is the time frame?
As soon as possible.
Lee McKinnis Engineering Department, we planned on starting the contract within a month and as 60 working days
60?
set up, 60. So it typically will add a little over 3 months, is 60 working days, pending good weather.
Lee, on behalf of the city council and the mayor, if you would express our sorrow to Mr. Parker. It's a terrible, terrible thing, and he's been in my prayers, and I'm sure everybody else's. And we look forward to having him back, but we are certainly thinking about him.
Thank you.
While you're up there, tell everybody where we are on Geneva.
Geneva Street, we've got the intersection at Stowe paved. Today, they're coming in first thing in the morning to put the stop bars and stripe in, and it'll be open to traffic by midday.
That's a wonderful day to, another great day in Opelika.
About time.
All right, we'll move. Sure.
Tonight, you'll see on your surplus list a 2019 street sweeper, which was a little confusing, but we've had a lot of problems with it. The company has agreed to purchase that back from us for the full amount. And then we're buying, you'll see that we're buying a 2020. They're giving us the upgraded. There's an additional cost of a little over $6,000. So they've been good. We've had a lot of problems with it, and they've tried to fix it. And so they think this is the best. Just give us not give us a new truck, but upgrade. So this is a process we had to go through because they wanted to physically hand us a check for this instead of just calling this a trade-in. for whatever reason, and that's why we had to do it this way.
Had to do it surplus.
So, yes.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. All right, we will move on, and I'd like to call the Opelika City Council meeting of September the 1st, 2020 to order. Call roll, please, Mr. Jones.
Ms. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Pitts. Mr. Smithy. Here. Mr. Cannon. Here. Mr. Smith.
Here. We're honored to have Mark Grantham with us today. Mark is going to move to the podium over to my left, and he was the Executive Director of the Auburn-Opelika Habitat for Humanity. He will be leading us in our invocation. I'd like to invite Jared Banks and Jacob Banks from the Boy Scout Troop 858 to make your way up here to the flag. And when you get in place, we'll have the invocation, and then these gentlemen will lead us in the pledge. Y'all want to come on up? If you all would stand. Mark.
Dear Lord, we come before you now with love and honor for you and our neighbor. Please hear our prayer, dear Lord. Since ancient times, we've been urged to offer petitions, prayers, intercession, thanksgiving for all people, for all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in godliness and holiness. I give thanks for Mayor Fuller and this city council, all the members here. I ask your protection and provision in all that they need. May they direct and lead the affairs of this city, that we may live together in peace and unity. Lord, I believe that the authorities that exist are established by you, and I give thanks for each of these leaders in our city government. Please give them wisdom to conduct business, to govern, and to lead. Please protect and provide for each of them and for every citizen of this community. I give you all the thanks and all the honor, and I ask this before you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. You all have previously received a copy of the minutes of our August 18th, 2020 council meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Move for approval.
Is there a second? Second. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
Mr. President, members of the council, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of items to mention to you. As of today, only 68.5% of us in Opelika and only 61%.
Oh, test?
Testing, testing.
We in a multi-million-dollar building, we can't get the sound. Shame on me, shame on us. Anyway, folks, if you hadn't done the census, please do it. It impacts our federal funding for the next 10 years. Our goal is 85%, and we're not getting into all this stuff about me dyeing my hair red, but I promise Lee and Taylor that I do that. I understand redheads have more fun, and I'd like to have some fun, but we gotta get to 85%. Frankly, I don't think we can do it. But if you've already filled out your 2020 census, thank you so much. But you can also be a part of the movement to help us reach this percentage. We're asking that you ask 10 Opelika residents if they've been counted, that you explain to them the importance of it. And finally, this Thursday, September 3rd, from 6 to 7, right here in this room, is our next town hall discussion about improving relationships with our youth. We've got really a great panel, school resource officer, Security McCurdy from the Opelika Police Department, Jeremy Gray, Alabama State Representative from the Curtis House, Mr. Kenneth Burton, Assistant Superintendent, Opelika City Schools, Skip Long, Manager of Youth Incarceration Prevention program, Pastor Kevin Hefner of Church of the Highlands, and Richard Curry from the Boys and Girls Club. And we're inviting teens, parents, community members to share their thoughts and ideas to some of our community leaders. Hope we'll see you here or either virtually through the city's YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Citizens Communications, Mr. Jones.
Okay, now, if you would like to speak to the mayor or the council, now would be the time. Come to the podium to my left here. There's a sign-up sheet. Please sign in if you're going to speak, either if you haven't already or after you speak. Please sign in for me with your name, your address, and your phone number in case I need to get in contact with you. If you have 5 minutes or less, please state your name and your address when you speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Council. I'm Robert Lofton. I live at 908 3rd Avenue. And I'm here tonight to ask the city to do some work with some sidewalks. As I've attended the Main Street Open Forum recently and heard people talk about the things that we needed to do in our city, constantly said we need to improve the sidewalks between the downtown area and the historic district. As I've walked and talked to people, that's what they said. We need to improve the sidewalks with the lighting and et cetera between the historic district and the downtown area. Talked to some business people downtown, and they say it would be great if people walking had a better track to do that. So what I'm asking is for the city to make it a priority to go to work on those sidewalks on 8th and 9th Street that connect the historic district with the downtown area. And also, I think it would be a good idea at the corner of 8th and 2nd Avenue, I talked to the mayor about this, to have a crosswalk right there because we have a light at 9th and 2nd. So you can push the button.
We have a light. We don't have
You-
a light. It's not.
You're right, I've got them flipped. I just read my notes, I'd have it. But anyway, so have a crosswalk there, a blinking light that would help, not a stoplight, that sort of thing, but just help people in moving there. The city's doing great with the sidewalk projects that we're doing, but I think it would help our downtown business areas now if we just made that a priority and made the move. We'd also need to look at the lighting because people are walking at night and just evaluate what our lighting situation is. So thank you.
Good evening. I'm Emily Key with Three Keys Properties. I own a home located at 204 2nd Avenue in Ward 3. Historically, way back in the day, this house was a prominent house on 2nd Avenue that actually faced 2nd Avenue before the railroad bridge was placed right after Hal Smith's gas station before you get to Wingtown. That railroad bridge being put there caused the road to be built up about 10 to 12 feet in order to get over the tracks. That eliminated the access to that home from 2nd Avenue. So in order to make it accessible to the residents, the city put a gravel road in back behind the house, and it has a city street sign that says 204. And the issue is that it's getting completely washed out every time it rains. As people are driving on it, it gets worse and worse. And at this point, it poses hazards to vehicles. The sewer line up under the road is gonna start having issues. I mean, we're talking probably 10-inch deep ravine going down that drive. And unfortunately, the actual road itself goes over multiple property owners' drives, their property, actually the property lines. So even if I wanted to come in and pave it, I legally can't because that road is over 3 or 4 different properties. But I'm having to drive over my neighbor's property to get to mine. So I keep my driveway good, it's gravel as well, but it doesn't wash out, it's flat, easy to drive on. But in order to get to the driveway, you're going through a really dangerous gravel drive where your cars dip in one way or the other. And so if you go back to the history of the problem and look at how it started, it really becomes clear that the burden and the responsibility to repair it lands squarely on the city's shoulders.
Describe that location to me again, please.
It's 204 2nd Avenue. So if you turn left at Hal Smith's gas station right there on 3rd Street, you have Gaga's Boutique on your right, and there's a gravel drive that cuts down to the right. And then from the other side, it's across from Piedmont Fertilizer.
Yeah.
That's the road that you have to go down in order to then get to my house, which is in the middle. So multiple people are using the road that don't even live at my house, because you have to use it to get to about, I want to say 4 or 5 residences right there.
And that's
So-
a city road?
I was told by Scott Parker that it is not a city road, but it has the green 204 Second Avenue city street sign. And then it also, the reason that the road exists is because the city eliminated the access to it from Second Avenue.
Mayor, will you and Mr. Motley look into that and let us know what that's about? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. I wrote my comments down, so I will be brief and stay on track. But while I was here tonight, I wanted to take this opportunity. My name is Mark Grantham. I'm Executive Director with Auburn Opelika Habitat for Humanity. And I come before you tonight as a representative from Habitat to say thank you to the Mayor and the City Council here. We're very, very thankful for your leadership in this city, to Mayor Fuller, and to all of the City Council members. In recent years, Habitat has completed 4 homes in Opelika in partnership with many groups and individuals who are recognized on our website. The City of Opelika consistently supports the work that we do to provide affordable housing for qualified, hardworking partner families. This relationship is good and consistent because of the leaders here before us tonight and for those that have come before us. And to you all, we say thank you. Our partner families work very hard to save a down payment. They volunteer hundreds of hours to work on other homes and then their own home. They complete financial training classes, home ownership workshops, and then they make a no-interest, no-profit mortgage payment that we recycle to help build more homes. 2 of the recent homes that were built here in Opelika were high-energy efficient homes built to a passive house rating, which is the highest energy rating there is, and a zero energy ready standard. The homes included solar panel systems, and these homes were designed and built in partnership with Auburn University Architecture and Building Science departments. Professor David Henson would echo the thank yous here tonight to Opelika Power Services for the outstanding job they did in helping us complete and tie in a solar system to these 2 homes. So thank you for helping us build homes, build community, and build hope with many families here in our community. Together, we've helped 69 families realize the dream and the responsibility of home ownership. And thank you to you all for your support in helping us in our work with affordable housing. And we're truly thankful to each and every one of you here tonight. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mark.
Hello, Elizabeth Burton, 1416 Elm Street, Opelika, Alabama. First of all, I come to you to let y'all know at Covington Recreation Center was one of the worst ever in history, in all of my history of voting, that I have ever saw in my entire life. First of all, it was certain parties that were allowed to put tents almost up to the double doors, which I think, Pastor Jones, you're the campaign manager for Mr. Reginald James Lowe Jr., better known as Jamie Lowe. Okay, second of all, she told Mr. Sherfield to pull his truck up on the grass near the polling areas, which is Mr. Lowe's stepfather. So he pulled his truck up there. So not any of the other candidates were allowed to put their tents up there. We had to put ours down in the parking lot area and close to the stop sign, which was not right. And Ms. Jones, I think you campaigned harder for Mr. Reginald Lowe than you have for your own self. I mean, making phone calls to people, everybody in Ward 1, telling them to vote for Jamie Lowe, which, you know, that was a little bit out of the ordinary. And everyone knows that Mr. Reginald James Lowe Jr. does not reside at 2106 South Long Street. That's just a scam address, and he knows that. And I even spoken with him one day when he ran out there for just about 5 or 10 minutes. I said, now, Jamie, you know, you really do not live in this ward. And he said, well, I guess you know then. I said, yes, I do, because I know who repairs the trailers for you to stay there. There's no way he's living over there. You're not living there. You're not in this ward. Everyone knows your address. It's 8505 Village Creek Court in Opelika, which is in a total different ward. So I want to make that known. And it's a lot of people who have turned this into the state of Alabama. And I think there's going to be a thorough investigation about just what took place at the polling areas. And the manager of the polling place, he left on numerous occasions. And that allowed Miss Allen to be let loose in the polling polls, and that was one of the candidates' wife, which that was not right. I mean, in all of my history, I never heard of such. It was just a mess. It really was. So I just wanted to inform everybody about that.
Thank you, Ms. Burton.
Okay, and then the next time I come, I'm gonna bring up about my house.
Hi, I'm Farrell Oliver. Should have came in behind Emily on the Second Avenue Road right there. But I am a homeowner. I own the house on Third Street, North Third Street, next to Gaga's where it goes down right there. And and she is correct. There is a lot of water runoff right there. The city, previously, when we first purchased the house, we had a large problem with the backyard flooding, and it was eroding the backyard. It was just caving in. And did a wonderful, fantastic job. They came in, they dug all that up, they put in a whole new concrete line right there, they filled it back in, they put grass down, looks great. We got a nice playground back there for the grandkids, daughter and 2 kids are back there. And it's wonderful. But the gravel in the road that there is needing repair. The garbage trucks can't get through there. The house that she purchased, that they own, there's no way, you got to run the garbage can literally all the way up the hill, up to Third Avenue to take your trash up there for the garbage truck to pick it up. You know, you can't just take it right here or into the driveway or anything like that. Mail truck, they go through there. Advanced disposal now is coming down in there because since they wouldn't take the trash, Gaga's Boutique and them put in a advanced disposal container. So now they go down in there, and that truck's going down in there and getting garbage, and that's causing a big issue and a problem because he's messing it up. But another thing is, the runoff there is so great with the water still that when we had a torrentious rain real quick, real hard, maybe 20 minutes, it comes down that hill and it goes down right behind Gaga's, and there's a storm drain right there, a big square storm drain. And when it hits that storm drain, a lot of that gravel that's there, it clogs that up. And when it does, that whole backyard, their backyard, my backyard, is nothing but a lake. I mean, it's not there long, but it is. It's huge. And it has eroded some of the playground gravel away because there's so much water coming down through there. So I don't know, but like I said, we appreciate greatly what the city's already done back there, and it's wonderful. And I don't know, but that's another issue right there alone, and it's just a big thing of water right there. And I know, they just got through up by the bus station on Columbus Parkway doing a huge project right there to get water runoff from a storm drain there. It was a big issue for years. It wasn't nothing but a lake there. And we have a problem on Second Avenue too when it rains hard. Same thing. So, but anyway, I just want, voice that, and anything the city can do or will do, be greatly appreciated on my part. Because my kids and grandkids are there. We're planning on being there for a long time. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I apologize for wearing shorts and not wearing a suit, but maybe next time I'll show up properly.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Hall.
you.
Good evening. My name is Forrest Miller. I'm actually the tenant of 204 2nd Avenue, Emily Key's house. And I can tell you that it's been difficult here lately living there. I can no longer use that road. I'm actually having to drive up through the corner of my yard. My driveway's fine, but the road is not. Recently, I had a house fire. The kitchen was on fire. Luckily, I was able to get it out myself. My concern at this point is I don't think that EMS vehicles can get to the house. It is literally right in the center of all those properties. I don't know how they could get there. And so that was, it became very evident to me when that fire occurred. So like I said, my driveway's fine, but I'm having to cut up through the yard, and I'm tearing the yard up now and having to exit out the neighbor's property. So if there's just anything that you guys can do, really, I'm just asking for help. So I know that the Keys have done quite a bit in the past. They've tried to put down, gravel and things like that, tried to smooth it out, tried to help it. But like you said, every time it rains, it's gone. So it's pretty bad at this point. So if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Others? Okay, we'll move on. General business, Mr. Jones.
First item under general business is a request for a temporary street closure at North 8th Street on 9/26/20.
Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye. Second item under general business is a request from East Alabama Medical Center for a temporary street closure on 12/4/20.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye. Third item under general business is a request for an alcohol license. It's Hage LLC doing business as Doe Pizzeria. It's a retail wine and beer on premise.
Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye. Fourth item under general business is a request for alcohol license. Sheeran 2020 Incorporated doing business as Neighborhood Market. It's a retail wine and beer off premise.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
I do have a question. Is this the neighborhood market that's next to the old VFW plant?
Yeah.
Okay. So my concern would be, we know that's a high crime area with a lot of substance abuse going on. So why would we why would they have a store there where they're gonna sell alcohol and that sort of thing when we have all that going on for that particular area? Especially since we're trying to lower crime in Opelika.
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess the most obvious answer is there's not a reason to turn it down unless you've got some information that you can share with us.
Well, no, I guess it's just that we know that's a high crime area, and I know it's right across from a church, which I know we don't have anything in place for that, but that would be my concern. I think that was an issue from when the VFW used to be open years and years ago with a lot of, alcohol and drugs and that sort of thing. And even the location of the store, it's like, it's not an alley, but it will put you in the mind of an alley with the location. It's a fence in front of it and it's off to the back. I would just be concerned I know we can't control what people do, but to make it so easily accessible when we know we have issues over in that area, that would be my concern.
Okay, Ms. Jones?
Yes, this has been a discussion from the moment this store was built. And as I've stated to the store owners, the members of the church, my role as a council person is to be able to give people who own businesses an opportunity to utilize their store. And there's not anything legally that allows us to deny this particular request that has come. And so the church members know that, the neighbors know that, and all of these things were brought up before the store was even built. So I personally have my personal opinions about it, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to serve as the representative of this council and make a decision based on the law.
Thank you. Others? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Nay.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 nay. Fifth item under general business is a request for alcohol license at El Patron Mexican Grill. That's a restaurant, retail liquor, and on-premise beer and wine.
Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Bids, Ms. Finley.
We're asking the council to approve a contract for the First Avenue Tap Project. The bid opening date was August 25th for the engineering department. The bid was mailed to 15 vendors. 5 bids were received. Recommend the contract be awarded to South Day Air Conditioning and Refrigeration on their low bid, meeting specifications in the amount of $629,258.90.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Resolutions, Mr. Gunner.
Mr. President, the first resolution authorizes the mayor to dispose of certain surplus municipal personal property that is no longer needed for public purposes. And you'll note that the last item is the 2019 street sweeper that was referenced by Mr. Motley in his comments.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second? Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The second resolution authorizes the Information Technology Department to purchase certain Microsoft software and maintenance from SHI International Corporation at a cost of $1,817.10.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The third resolution authorizes the Public Works Department to purchase a new street sweeper from Tractor and Equipment Company at a cost of $288,137.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The fourth resolution authorizes the city to purchase excess loss insurance coverage from Lord's Insurance Company.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second? Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The fifth resolution approves a special appropriation to Opelika Main Street to defray the expenses involved in the 2020 Christmas in a Railroad Town event.
Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The sixth resolution was the subject of some discussion in the pre-meet. This resolution would authorize the city's Tier 2 employees to participate as to provide to those Tier 2 beneficiaries the Tier 1 benefits pursuant to Act Number 219-132. This would increase the Tier 2 benefits and would also result in an additional cost to the city of approximately $140,000.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Ordinances, Mr. Gunner.
The first ordinance is before the council for second reading. It comes to the council with a positive recommendation of the Opelika Planning Commission. This ordinance amends the text of the zoning ordinance to provide for the regulation of small box discount stores, among other things. It includes various separation requirements, one being that any new small box discount store would have to be at least 5,280 feet from an existing store and at least 200 feet from a residential structure.
Is there a motion to amend zoning ordinance section 2.2? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion?
Do we have any pending applications for stores of this nature?
No, sir, not at this time.
And when will this go into effect?
When it's published. If adopted and published.
Others? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The second ordinance is also before the council for second reading. It also comes to the council with a positive recommendation from the Opelika Planning Commission. This is an ordinance to rezone 21.92 acres located at 3001 High Pack Boulevard from an R5, which is a high-density residential district, to a planned unit development. This particular development will consist of 94 single-family homes, 34 twin homes or townhouses, and 20 small bungalows.
Is there a motion to amend this zoning ordinance to allow this rezoning?
So moved.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Mr. President, at noon, the City Council canvassed the votes from the general August 25, 2020 election, and it was determined that runoff elections will be needed to select the council members from Ward 1, 3, and 5. You have before you an ordinance that sets the election procedures for the runoff election, which will be held on October 6, 2020.
Ask for a member of the council to introduce this ordinance.
My pleasure.
Mr. Smithy, thank you.
Would you, could we suspend the rules? We need to go ahead and publish the notice of the runoff and get all the election supplies ordered.
Okay. Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
I move that we suspend the rules.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
And now, is there a motion to pass this ordinance so that we can have the runoff on October the 6th, 2020?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Okay. Any other business, Mr. Gunner?
No, sir.
No. The character trait of the month is empathy, which is defined as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. I think that's probably well timed. Is any other business coming before the council this evening? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move for adjournment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?